Hello, Thrones fans, and welcome to GenCon 2014, the Nationals tournament. I'm Steven.
I'm Robert.
And we have on the left Jonathan Andrews, on the right Corey Gulch. I think both longtime Thrones players, or at least one of them. There's a dark notch among them on the right, from what I understand, what I've been told. Or on the left, I should say, Jonathan. Power Behind the Throne is being played here. Lannister Power Behind the Throne in the finals. How does that make you feel, Robert?
Surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
When I heard that the PBJ deck had made it to the finals, I was shocked. I didn't think it would make it, but it did. Proved me wrong, and we'll see how it plays here, I guess.
I know probably getting a lot of juice out of that new Danny.
Juice. Oh yeah.
That's a card.
That new Danny is bonkers.
And then we got Martell on the right. Hey, speaking of new Danny, well,
there she is on setup,
On
no
setup.
less. Man, that's an investment.
It is.
5 gold into her, and then 3 0-cost Lannister cards.
And Corey dropping some just some
Fugees.
random Martell guys. Looks like he's got the Nobles there, so he could be doing Gaston Grey. It's probably just going to be a standard Quentyn deck. It's going to be my guess. And funny to say that Quentyn is still in charge. Seeing these two at Nationals is pretty impressive, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Both decks really kind of playing in
Was
the
it
field.
a year or two ago that Quentyn was like the deck in Joust?
Yeah, I think it was last year. To be
Last year?
honest.
Yeah.
I know that's what got Main City Walls kind of the attention on that restriction for Viper's Bannerman. So I don't know what the restricted here is. They didn't restrict Quentyn, did they?
I don't believe so.
I don't think they did. It's hard to keep track now. It
Yeah.
changes quite often.
Yeah,
so
yeah. It's a wheelhouse.
apologize if we misspoke.
Now, worth
on any of
noting that this is pre-Wheels Within Wheels, so you're not going to see any of that shenanigans with this Lannister deck, because
No
otherwise
no shenanigans.
it would be crazy.
This would be nuts, yeah, with wheels.
Crazy.
Although really dropping that, I mean, probably the rule by decree variant is what you'd be looking for here, because you don't want to value your own Danny pretty much ever,
No,
even
sorry,
if
Bob.
they marshal all their stuff. Game of Thrones opening, that's going to give Danny 2 challenges,
3.
and that's 3 challenges, and it feels like that's the point.
That is the point. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy what you can do with her. So
Maybe
here's
throw a little
good
kneel in,
learning
Robert,
lesson.
and
yeah. What's the
that's
Martell
seizing
plot?
the prize.
That's it.
It's
I never remember that
4-10
one.
one. You get an extra power for prize, but a lot of players just run this for initiative and 4 gold.
It's a good plot.
A lot of times in conjunction with Bay of Ice or other first player triggers. Other than that, it really doesn't do anything. Unless it can kill Danny here, I'll get an
Yeah,
extra
it's
power,
true.
which
Street of
is
Sisters coming out.
something.
Is that Shads? Looks like Shads.
Well, Shad's there.
Shadsies.
Could be a gold haul. That'd be a nice.
Or is that in setup? I can't even remember.
That'd be a nice play there. Yeah, that was there in setup.
Setup.
2 Fugees and a 3-cost Edric Dane
Yes.
probably means that was set up.
He's playing with his sword there.
Could be a Jamie. I mean, it could be. What else could it be?
It's probably a Jamie. It could be like a, what is that? Poison knife? Not poison knife. Venomous blade. There it is.
That would certainly answer our. Ooh, tough choice. Boy, the double combo there. You'd
going
like to
for
just.
the Oasis.
You'd like to just draw that next turn
Obviously,
instead.
a thirsty Martell player.
Yeah. I think I said Alchemist Guildhall. That is incorrect.
Correct.
I got my mind on Lannister.
You are correct that it's incorrect. There's
a
the
lost Oasis. That's going to help so much with Danny. It is just absurd.
Kneel her out because
And
she doesn't have stealth.
You just got to have a way to. You got to have a way to do that. If your deck doesn't have a way to shut down a character like Danny on turn 1 and for the rest of the game, you're going to struggle. Ambassador God's Grace, keeping it real here.
Just
the
a
lone
weenie
military icon.
with some mill. Another
And we
C.
get another C here. Tons of economy starting out here.
You just love those sunsets.
Yeah, I do. One of my favorite things. I'm actually. I think I prefer the look of the sunrise, but I'm more available for the sunsets.
That's
Freeman,
true.
what a play here. What's Freeman
Is he
doing?
gonna
in the
conspirator out?
PBJ
Yes,
deck?
he is.
That's why.
Kneel the Dane.
And that's why. Knelt the Dane.
Just a great card, that Conspirator. Kind of a mirror of the Enemy Informer, I'd say. A little less reliable, but still a great card.
Yeah, cheap. I mean, 2-cost Neil is certainly preferable to 3.
Yes.
Especially with the stat line.
Yes.
Tommen coming in.
100%.
That's impressive. I think I'd be a person who'd be more inclined to drop Tommen firsty.
Yeah, I mean, this is a classic Stephen Woolley.
I just don't know why you don't want to see the options before you commit.
I think you're exactly right. You always want to draw the card as early as you can, especially if it's kind of the same board as you otherwise going to expect. Tried to
Harry the Riverlands, which would have been the game is over.
Yeah, GG
if
right
Harry,
there.
If Harry lands, Paper Shield stopping it from happening.
One of the most annoying events that you have to expect from Lannister players these days, because those early turns where you have a lot of weenies in play, especially now that the refugees are off the restricted list, it's like, man, you could lose all kinds of characters to Neil real quick.
If I'm not mistaken, Danny triggers that double draw on Tommen, right? Is it king or queen on him?
I think if it's just if he's the only king.
If he's the only king.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's right. He's not the double drawer.
Yeah.
Is there even one of those?
Are you thinking of the cash?
I'm totally thinking of the cash. Thank you, Robert.
You're good. No worries.
Oh, another conspirator.
Who
Gonna
we
kneel
kneeling?
again.
Going for that mill icon, I bet.
Could go for the mill icon.
He's got intrigue on lockdown with that plot.
A lot to consider.
He doesn't
At
have
this
to worry
point,
about
Danny's
it.
getting knelt pretty much no matter how you slice it, so you just have to accept that.
Yep.
Just get a challenge out of the way, maybe, just to get that God's Grace down.
Yep, going for that mill icon. I think that's the smart play here. Let's get it out. Out the way.
Choosing the messenger instead.
Changing his mind.
That's something.
Uh-huh.
Interesting, just...
Oh!
And it is the Venomous Blade.
The blade is venomous.
That House Messenger is interesting to me just because, I mean, a refugee is giving you the same thing, just with another icon, so...
It's true.
I don't know.
It's very true.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of great reasons for that.
At least two.
At least two.
At least two great reasons. That's all we can hope for. That's all we can ask. All right, it looks like we're both done with marshalling, going into challenges.
Lost Oasis, the Fuji.
And coming in on what kind of challenge we have yet to see. I would assume intrigue. He's not going to win that, but he can certainly... No, he might actually win that.
Yeah.
It looks like he will win that. Holy smokes.
And from nothing came something, thanks to Venomous Blade and a Lost Oasis Neil.
Opposed.
Conspirators will oppose.
But a lost challenge. Will he remember the Power Behind the Throne agenda? Will he claim a power or draw a card? See an enemy informer. That's a
out
good
of
draw.
there. It's crazy.
Yep. It looks like he is not remembering that agenda.
He might. Let's see. Get a power, get a card, and of course this is an optional trigger, so it is not a passive.
He's not entitled to it.
One of the biggest things with that agenda, you played it over and over until I no longer ever missed my trigger on it.
Yep. This is true. Oh, it looks like he's going on to the next challenge without remembering.
I think he's
whoopsie doodle.
Gone past.
Once he declares it's official. Thinking about it.
Boy, an extra card here would be worth a lot.
All right, power challenge.
Power challenge happening.
Nothing happening.
One for unopposed, and then the military.
Very nice. What's the strength on that bastard there?
I think it's 2.
Is it 2?
Mm-hmm. If my Martell memory serves me correctly.
I believe you're right.
Be a claim 1 here. And too bad Danny's not a war crest. Could just stand him up with the old free man.
That's true. That's very true. Though, for claim here, I think he's going to kill Danny. Just kidding. Not.
Oh, he's just going to block it up.
3 strength on the defense.
Block it up, block it up. Janus Conspirator is going to do all the work here. That's a great play.
He's a hyper little conspirator here.
He's still going to get everything he wants on the board, aside from maybe a power challenge.
All right, first up, intrigue. There's Jamie.
Gets Jamie.
Good pull. Another intrigue.
Second is another intrigue challenge. And Venomous Blade triggers to leave play, of course. Back into shadows.
Second power for a second intrigue.
And now I think at this point,
Dark
Star
Star.
coming in.
Whoa, watch out. Yeah, just go ahead and drop that in the discard pile. We don't need to have that trigger and come into play.
Crazy.
Passive. And now
Military. He cannot block this challenge. So if he blocks here, he loses 2 refugees.
Correct.
If he doesn't block, he loses 1 refugee.
Correct.
There's just anyone's dominance. There's just no way, which means that his opponent loses a refugee.
Correct.
So this is no...
Not blocking would be the stronger move. I agree.
Oh my gosh.
But he did block, so he'll lose a refugee to claim.
Claim? You should have won that, yeah?
Well, yeah, he won it. That you're exactly right.
Yeah, so
I got
he's
confused
not
myself.
claiming. It's like, no, that's kind of the point.
Yep, so he's going to lose both in dominance.
So both refugees leave in dominance. That's crazy.
Yep.
I think that's a huge mistake there.
I agree, because it's the same amount of power either way, but it was two character swing the other way around.
All right, so moving into the next round here.
Moving on. What can we expect here? You gonna see that Valor?
I see a Venomous Blade immediately off the top on that Conspirators.
Yes.
Well, now it's actually a reasonable Valor, but no one at this level of the game is going to Valor in turn 2.
Yeah, this board is not ready for it.
No way any of them want to give up that tool.
I'm going to expect maybe like a Cersei schemes from our Lannister player, and I just don't know what Martell likes to run with this deck, plot-wise.
I think Jonathan needs to get the initiative here and get Danny cranking.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Even just one Danny challenge here is going to be significant.
Mm-hmm.
Start
Needs
to work on that
before that
hand.
Oasis happens. Oh, man,
That'll
Fury.
do it. Yeah, Fury of the Lion will do it.
Good choice.
And a summon on the other end. So any character, probably Quentyn coming in.
You better believe it. Called it.
I would almost look for like even a cold hands here, just to really put some pressure, get Danny off the board.
Might do a Cersei, who knows?
But Quentyn's gonna be a long-term card advantage
He can't Cersei
play, so no worries.
All right, making some gold happen.
Jonathan getting his gold.
Sitting pretty at 6. Man, those Fury plots, or at least half of them being unrestricted, is a huge deal.
Yeah, huge. I'm quite jelly
Yeah.
that the old Kraken is not unleashed.
Yeah, you guys do not need a strong, military battle?
571 military, yeah. That would be excellent.
Is that what they are called? Military?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Military battle, intrigue gambit, power struggle.
It would be amazing.
Do some building here. -2 from the Sunset Sea. And Sir Eris going to discard the old House Messenger.
See ya.
Classic play. One of the stronger Lannister Martell cards.
Yes, well worth it. 3 gold for that guy. Unbelievable.
Renown and that come into playability. Just a package that we all wish was on our characters.
That's right.
All of them. Every single one.
I think he has no attachments too, except for weapon, which these days is just
quite a good protection.
Great. I don't want any attachments.
Can't even really burn him.
Nope. You can't. You just gotta,
And there's the Tywin.
Hey.
So just a slew of incredible characters here. Now the hand size battle is a very important thing.
Ooh, old Lannister Chrome Dome.
We've got the Neely to Kneel.
That's right.
Westerlands. Kneel a card, kneel a location, and that is going to come into play hugely on some of these Lost Oasis turns. That's really the juice that this deck needed to deal with that kind of control from Martell.
That's true.
And it's going to be all over it.
I'm wondering what we're going to see for a Lannister restricted card here on Jonathan's deck.
Yeah, which one's going to... I mean, you think the easy play is Danny getting restricted at some point, but who knows?
Right. Quentyn's out.
Quentyn is out. We could see a Fear of Winter out of Jonathan.
Yeah.
Not a bad play once you get the board set up and you can really just take the hand out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of PBJ decks like to open with Fear of Winter for that reason if they get a good setup. So.
That's true. We got is that Ilaria?
That's Ilaria. What up, Miss Sand?
Just hanging out with some sand snakes, but she's actually just a lady.
Yeah, Quentyn now looking to die.
Oh.
Nightmares.
Man, when you pay 5 for a character and it's shut down for 2 turns, that's gotta hurt. Unfortunate.
So we've gone to challenges. Nightmares has started off on Danny.
Mm-hmm.
And all the answers just keep coming, and that's a sign of a good deck.
Yes, it is.
Danny's super strong, but any deck should be able to handle it in an effective way.
Yeah, you have to be prepared for Danny.
So now you just have to worry about Tywin and Eris.
Eris, which, comparatively small potatoes.
Yeah.
Let's see who has fewer cards in his hand. I think
don't know. I
Jonathan
can't
might
tell.
right now. But he also has that discard thing, which he'll probably work if he's a little bit behind or ahead.
I think it's 2-2 here or something. I think they might be tied.
And that'll help him potentially with dominance too, getting some gold to just tip the balance at the very end there.
Fear of the Lion. Who does that hit? Does that hit Martell?
Martell and I want to say Targaryen if I remember right.
And it's a Kneel
No,
effect,
it's I think it's Martell and Stark. Excuse me.
You get to kneel a thing?
Yes, you kneel a character, I believe without attachment. No. You kneel a character, I don't think there's an attachment restriction, and then you discard all power and attachments on it.
Nice.
It's very powerful. Very powerful. Especially in PBJ, because that's 2 entry challenges.
Especially with Venomous Blade on the table.
Yep. Yep.
And that triggers on an intrigue challenge, I imagine. Right?
That's correct.
All right, so I think an intrigue challenge, Tywin and old gal on the dragon, Dany may be coming in. Or Jonathan may be looking for a way to get a card out of hand here so that Tywin's not kneeling, which would be really significant right now.
Yeah, because he, almost to a certainty, is going to be able to attack all 3 challenges without kneeling. Unless Jonathan makes a boo-boo.
Freeman's going to kick it off here, I think.
That's right.
Let's see what kind of challenge it is. Power challenge there. By the free man. From Jonathan's mouth to the board. Boy, Freeman not looking quite as good in a non-wildling deck, I gotta be honest. Stealth and 2 strength makes him look a lot better. And that power challenge is going to be blocked by Ilaria.
Opposed.
It's going to be a 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like that's going to be opposed.
The order of passes is determined by the first player and eventuals of passing, is that correct?
And then the order of passes being discussed here.
Something's coming. Be ready for it.
Right. Like Fury of the Lion's also passing, right?
I'm talking about Fury of the Lion and when it would trigger. As in, would it trigger before Venomous Blade or after? And before is correct.
So what we can deduce from that is he's concerned about his trigger there, and then the strength now is in his favor now that Ilaria's knelt from that power challenge.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't ultimately matter, but he had 9 standing, could have checked the intrigue challenge back at him. So I think I don't know.
Now, a little bit of, I would say, a slight misplay here. So he's discarding with Ashenmark to trigger Tywin. Why he wasn't
that's
in that
Ashenmark. That's
power
not
challenge,
nice.
I don't know. Because that could have been an extra power for Renown, all that good stuff. Meantime, though, intrigue challenge, now that Tywin doesn't kneel.
Yeah. Why didn't he... send him on the power challenge as well. It seems good.
Yep. It's extra strength. More characters potentially knelt to defend. Who knows?
All right, intrigue challenge coming in.
Mm-hmm.
When I give that big spiel on Westerlands. And it's Ashenmark.
Yeah.
All the hills look the same, man.
They do. Is that a hilly Lannister vista? Just kind of lush fields and hills. All right, so opposing 3 to 8, excuse me.
All right, well.
Victory.
Opposed, but getting Sir Eris.
Eris's twin there, going discard.
And now Tywin has his... Now are we going to see Fury of the Lion here, yeah?
Yes. So...
Renown first.
Renown, and then he's going to yoink it.
Vengeful. And then kneel and discard Darkstar. Looks like what's maybe being talked about here.
Yes. Which would be a huge twist because Sia power, Sia attachment. Taking that. Now, it looks like Jonathan may be forgetting his trigger here with Fury of the Lion.
Is it the discard all attachments?
Yeah, discard all attachments, discard all power on Darkstar.
There
it
goes.
Now this is... So he knelt it, but yeah, he didn't complete his trigger there. But that's okay. They might remember it here in a second. We're going to have to see what happens here. Now there's still that second intrigue coming. And a military challenge, of course.
Interesting that we missed the attachment discard there.
Yeah, and the power too. Unless, I don't know, is that power still on Darkstar? Yeah. Okay, so now they're remembering.
Okay, got it. Nailed it.
But I think that should have happened, like, shouldn't that Venomous Blade be discarded as well? Does it have a chance to go into Shadows before it's discarded from
Well,
the
that's what
event?
they just did. They just discarded the Venomous Blade. That's his hand.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Everything's so confusing.
All right, so we have another intrigue challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And so Venomous Blade Darkstar thing was corrected. Everything knelt. We have a power challenge, which is the second power challenge of the phase.
Whoopsie doodle. It was a very late evening at this time.
It was late. And Ilaria back in. A second power challenge is a little rough, though.
Yes.
It's
a little unprecedented. I don't know if there's really a a rules option for doing 2 power challenges. I might be mistaken. This is Game of Thrones. Who knows what happens? It's a very confusing rule set on occasion.
And Jonathan not doing the military challenge so that Quentyn doesn't get attached.
Correct.
Which is reasonable, but also choosing not to kneel for another intrigue challenge.
Correct.
So that's going to prevent Illyria coming back at him unless she gets Lost Oasis, which of course she will.
Yep.
I imagine. Or Darkstar coming back up for Vengeful makes that different too, so I think Jonathan may be reconsidering and launching the old intrigue challenge.
Final intrigue.
So he'll get a card out of hand. Now it's like with the Vengeful, it's not as big a deal. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Will he oppose with the old Darkstar? It looks like
So he can oppose with Darkstar. Lose the challenge, maybe?
reasonable play because Vengeful is just great. I love Vengeful, and I hate it because I don't play Martel, so
Yeah.
I usually
Yeah,
dislike it more than anything. But it is a great keyword.
Could just not oppose here.
All right,
Making some choices.
thinking about things. Are we claiming here? Did we claim?
We're not sure. We may be blocking with Darkstar and Illyria here. I think that's the decision. And it is the decision there.
Wait, no, I think he's going on offense there. So I don't think there was claim. And now
No,
he's...
that was power behind the throne trigger, I believe.
Okay,
He blocks on the defense, gets a power,
okay.
and now he's going to come back in.
All right, gotcha.
Must be a good card in hand.
Boom.
Military challenge, unopposed, and the free man goes.
Uh-oh, Cersei, see ya.
Power challenge with Quentyn.
Ding, ding.
Takes one off the house, one for unopposed.
Perfect. Swing right there. Almost makes up for that second power challenge we saw.
Yeah, in a sense. I guess it didn't do a whole lot in the end. And everything's going to stand up.
All right, looks like things are, if this keeps up, things are going to swing pretty decisively towards Corey here.
Yeah, everything's looking good there. Quentyn's still threatening, kind of turning off that military challenge. Once you commit to not attaching Quentyn, you kind of just can't go back on that. You just have to live with it the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, it's pretty interesting, right? Because Darkstar already having Vengeful, Illyria already having Vengeful.
Mm-hmm. It's a little redundant, but still, it's that thing that'll give the other guys who don't have it Vengeful, but then it's also card draw, of course.
Yeah.
Lest we forget. So, the scheme against To the Spears.
All right. Hey, that's a trade you're okay with.
Yeah.
That's just perfect timing,
Mhm.
actually. Jonathan has nailed this. This is the definition of outplotted completely.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cersei scheme has the potential to shut down this entire turn.
Yep. You
To
just
the Spears.
You just gotta pick your targets carefully because if you're winning that challenge and kneeling things with Vengeful, you might as well.
Yeah,
not.
Vengeful makes it very difficult here.
So you actually probably have to go for some secondary targets here, just that being things that don't have Vengeful and are a little bit weaker.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the real question, can Danny be dealt with again
Yeah.
this turn? I think I do see He Calls It Thinking in Corey's hand, which would again do it.
Yep. You just need something. Anything. Because if he starts knocking out your non-Quentyn Vengeful guys, it's GG.
And there's another Cersei.
That is awesome for
Wicked.
Jonathan right now.
Yeah, so that's fantastic here.
Kicking this up.
And of course, having to pay attention to the cards in hand struggle with Tywin.
Old Tywin.
And Gaston Grey going to help tremendously.
That is huge.
That's going to get Edric back in control spots here.
He's a 3-cost, right?
He is a 3-cost, so I believe he is going to bounce more or less nobody because you don't want to bounce Ares. So
Yep.
not as significant as I thought. I always think that Tywin's 3, but he is a 4.
He's a 4.
A lot of big fatties over here on Jonathan's side of the board.
Yep. Those Lannister players like some expensive characters.
The big 4 costs.
Yep. It's the competitive slot for Lannister decks. We have more 4-cost characters than we know what to
Yeah, I
do
think
with.
every house kind of has that slot where it's just like they're all here.
Everything. I
Usually
want
it's
to
around
run.
the 3 or 4 slot for sure. Grader's actually got a number of competitive one-costers at this point.
Lucky.
The boat swings and those drowned.
Alls are our Lannisport
Carrion
weenies.
birds. Yeah.
You want an icon and some gold? Have a weenie.
Have a weenie. First attack's going to be from Jonathan here.
That's right.
Potentially an intrigue. Are we going to discard to get Tywin some business?
See, if I were Jonathan, I would not lead with Denarius on this first intrigue challenge for the possibility that there's a cancel in hand.
You have to expect 3, he calls it, from Martell.
Yeah, so you lead with maybe Tywin and Cersei or whatever to try to get it through, assuming you have the strength potential. So that's 6 strength. Let's see, does he have it? No, he just doesn't have it. He'll have to throw her in there.
But with him having 2 challenges, it's like, well, which one do you want to block? Like, you throw one with Cersei, and then you're guaranteed the next one.
It's true.
And you haven't lost any boards, so I think there's a lot of good ways to maneuver this.
Is it worth, like, your opponent getting that card or free power? And I would say yes, considering what that does to the board.
Yeah, and he's got 1 card in hand. I mean, we know it's he calls it, but it feels right to try to get an intrigue challenge through without Dany.
Yeah.
To make sure that she doesn't get nightmares or some weird thing.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
And just so, I mean, if he's at 0 cards, all of a sudden that Dany is guaranteed.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at probably a dead Ilaria, a dead Darkstar.
Yeah, killing
or even a dead Edric at this point to shut off the Gaston Grey.
Yeah, I would go for that Ilaria or yeah. Edric.
I guess, man, Dany can be bounced, can't she?
Yes.
Because she
strength.
is a 3 cost. I keep forgetting. I think
3
she's
cost,
valued
yeah,
at 4 in my head. So Dany actually maybe not playing as big of a role. But he's going to have to do it before she declares that attack.
I missed what challenge this was. Did you?
I didn't see it.
Note?
Didn't catch it.
It's military or power. We're about to find out. One way or the other. Oh! Ilaria doing some work, so it's probably power.
Something. It's got to be power.
She doesn't have military. Process of elimination, people.
All right, power. And that's going to trigger schemes, right?
Yes, it will. So... Renown, one-off house, Vengeful, and now choose somebody who doesn't have Vengeful now.
Yeah, it's tough because Dane might just go back to hand. Darkstar stands up.
Quentyn right now.
Yeah, probably just a Quentyn here. It's fair.
He would be my first choice. Uh-oh. See, that was a bit of a mistake, potentially. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely unlock this next intrigue challenge. So that could easily happen. I'm just getting intrigue power down. Pretty nice.
Yep. We'll see what goes on. Leading with a power is an interesting move, though.
You know, at a certain point, you have to bounce with Gaston before this triggers, because it's on declare a trigger. Trigger the response to kill Ilaria, and it's canceled.
There it is.
And +2 strength to Ilaria, who's likely going to stand back up after this challenge. Boy, that could have gone real bad for Corey.
She's a boss. Okay, so there you go. 3 turns of no Dany.
Yeah, it's officially happened. Not even using the Gaston here.
Don't need to. Not yet, anyway.
Looks like the ladies coming on the intrigue challenge.
But he could. Can he still? So that's
I don't
6
think he
strength.
can defend it,
he can at least oppose. I don't know
unless
if he will.
Gaston Grays it.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, he is
trying to
Gastoning.
return Cersei, but you can't do that. Got to do Dany if you're doing anyone. Which is not bad. I mean, bouncing Dany here, pay 5 again. I'd be happy to make that trade.
Yeah, totally. Every time.
And you could just make 3 for 5 every single turn.
Because if he bounces Dany, paying 5 out of pocket next turn is a pretty strong impossibility. He doesn't have a seize anymore, so that might keep her out of the game indefinitely.
He may also want to leave her on the board for a Valor.
It's true.
You know, because this
board,
look
at
this Valor here. I mean, you're getting all the iconic Lannisters out of here.
You would get your Quentyn in play, all that good stuff. You would miss Ilaria, and that's a big deal, but hey.
You know, you got all these unique Martells. This is a Quentyn deck. You get Quentyn attached. You're feeling all right.
I'd be willing to make that trade. All right, so.
Intrigue challenge happening. Let's see.
It's opposed with 6 strength.
Opposed with 6.
To 7 on the offense.
And it looks like it was it only Dany? Oh, it was Dany and Cersei.
Dany and Cersei. So that's actually 7 to 6. Still 7 to 6. Tywin wasn't in there, I don't think.
Yeah, hold up. Didn't know Dany was in. Oh, no, did know Dany was in. Standing for Vengeful.
Yeah, he canceled the Danny she was in. Yeah. So Vengeful stands.
Did we get claim? We got claim here, right? Well, there's nothing to claim.
I don't. Yeah, there was no claim to be claimed.
All right, so going back down for Cersei schemes there.
All right.
Looks like.
But again, he could have triggered Ilaria to stand with Vengeful. Did not.
Is that right? Yeah.
We lost the challenge, yeah.
It seems like.
Mm-hmm. So here we go.
Vengeful's a passive too, so this is both players just missing that.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Things are weird, but hey, Game of Thrones is weird. It's a crazy universe.
It's strange.
It's a zany game.
All right, Lost Oasis to God's Grace. So that's going to be a stealth kneel on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it is to the spears, so...
We do not kneel, which would have been great to have the Ilaria in play for those extra...
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Extra strength and stuff.
I'm going through my head, like something must have kept that from happening. That's...
I don't think so. Not that I can tell anyway. Might be wrong. So here we go. Uh-oh, killing that wrong dwarf.
Kill the wrong dwarf. Gets his power.
Boom. Perfect.
All right, so at least that'll stop the stealth kneel. So this may cover up. I think this will cover up most challenges. He'll get the power or the military if he wants it, just depending on what Jonathan thinks.
And Quentyn has stealth too, so...
Oh yeah, he may get both.
Yeah, he should get both. Wait, doesn't kneel, dude? Yeah. There you go. All right, Cersei opposing.
So wins the power challenge still.
Moving the power from his bastard to Ilaria. Interesting play.
Isn't that after you lose a challenge?
Yes. So illegal, I guess.
No, he must have.
Yeah, he's claiming power and stuff. Because it was 3-3 on the strengthometer.
Could be the God's Grace.
All right.
All right, we made it out of a challenges phase there. I'm still
baffled.
A little bit confused as to what happened.
I think Corey won dominance there.
Yeah, Corey won dominance. And then with the gold.
Yep. And staying in characters, all the good stuff.
And Quentyn.
Went to him. All right, so next plot, we might see a Valor. Who knows? Yep.
There's a Valor. So Quentyn will get attached. We got a Retaliation, and crazy to drop Valor. I guess with 0 cards in hand, it's not a bad idea. Against Retaliation, Corey's gonna have to hope to jump in here.
That's right.
And actually get a character.
2 prizes to Corey for Denarius, and looks like he's forgetting to attach Quentyn. That's a big deal.
No way.
Yes way. It's in his dead pile right now.
That's passive, so both players again kind of
just
missing this completely.
Yeah. Whoopsie doodle. Hey, they remembered Prize though. That's something.
Yeah, Prize got it. It's funny to stare at that Quentyn and miss it. It's like, you know that the entire day Corey has been attaching that. That's the whole point of the deck. And staring you right in the face. That's really disappointing.
There's military challenge Jamie with Deadly and Infamy.
All right, Palace Fountain.
Ooh.
Lost Spearman comes in. Can't send him back home. And holding on to some gold and a card. So interesting to see these 2 decks.
Looking good for Jonathan right now.
Just not... It's funny. Both just coming down the line, not really having the draw, not really having the long game here.
Yep.
Now it's a bit of a top deck slap fight, which sometimes is pretty interesting. There's a power. Just showing up. I think...
Not sure why,
something that was missed, maybe? Like a prize or something?
Maybe it was an unopposed military.
Oh, yeah, it was unopposed military. And
no
then
claim.
The intrigue. And then you've killed the wrong dwarf. Neil, put a power on him.
There we go. It all makes sense.
Got to need that power on Lost Spearman, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. We missed that as well. Oops.
Long day.
It has been a long day.
There you go. Gets a power. Nice.
Boom.
Jonathan on it. Well corrected. And of course,
Too bad on that retaliation plot.
That's
to
a cool
claim.
Jamie, by the way. This is so Jonathan's running. It seems like just really a challenge economy deck.
Yes.
It's like as much non-kneeling as I can fit into this puppy, as
A
many
smart
challenges as I
strategy,
can do.
honestly.
And there's Favorite Warner. We see the restricted.
Boom.
Perfect with Jamie here.
Yes.
Just ideal. A non-kneeling military Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
And Power of Blood not going to do anything. Of course, if he plays Viper or something here,
Watch
that
out.
actually is a great little exchange for Corey. And does he have it?
But of course, that Lost Oasis is still in play. That's a big deal. What's the initiative
Yeah, it's
here?
4-3-1 though on Power of Blood, so
Okay.
Jonathan's gonna get the first turn,
Excellent.
and that's hopefully gonna board wipe. Looks like he's not gonna play anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe holding out for another Kill the Wrong Dwarf,
Yeah,
some kind
what's
of a
he
kneel
got?
maybe.
You have to play a card.
I mean, saving your kneel card here is reasonable.
Yes.
Just unless it's the Viper is the problem.
All right, reduced by 2,
And Sir Archibald.
paying 1. There you go. Great card here. I think he has what, Renown and Deadly?
He's got all sorts of goods whenever there's.
All right, we are going to kneel a dwarf
And there it is.
of some kind, the wrong dwarf.
And that's gonna be a board wipe. Looks like.
Yep,
Yeah, Archibald having Deadly and Renown.
great character.
Of course, he wouldn't have any of that if Quentyn had been attached.
That's right.
Quite interesting. All right, so Jamie coming in and gets a opposed challenge. And he's got one card in hand for Corey and probably going to take it away here.
Yep. Going intrigue.
Going in.
Another spearman. See ya.
Gaining one. And then I think gold to gold for dominance is going to go to Corey.
Nice.
So still making money here. Not
Slowly
Jonathan
but
not able
surely.
to get power off
Yeah.
that house fast enough.
Oh, man. You can imagine, though, how much different that turn would have been if he had Quentyn.
Yeah. Tough to say here. We're going down to the end of plots. I wonder if Corey launches his Valor just to get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And he does. And we have another Valor retaliation play here.
Here we go. Just switching plots.
And drawing some things.
Uh-oh.
And now we're looking at Quentyn. And we're talking about passes here. Can they resolve? This is like 2 or 3 turns later.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically they were both... The line on this, I think, usually is that if it's a passive, both players are technically cheating at that point.
Correct.
Nate, given the ruling, you
Ooh.
can't go back and redo anything, but yeah, Quentyn must be attached as a passive that makes the game state now legal again.
Which
Boy, I
changes
wonder how
the
much
whole
that would have
landscape
changed.
of this game. Yeah.
I mean, Corey didn't really have any cards,
Yeah.
so maybe it didn't change much of anything, but kind of weird to miss it.
Who's to say?
Hard to go back in there after the fact and turn on Quentyn all of a sudden. That's
Yeah. It's a little, it's a little janky, but hey, we're rolling with it. There's old, is that Cletus?
Yeah, and actually probably not wanting him attached at this point.
Yeah.
I guess playing the other Quentyn, yeah, definitely wanting him attached.
Yes.
Boy, that's crazy though. It comes up when he sees his second Quentyn, wants to play him and realizes that first Quentyn is not attached. Boy, that's just wild.
Yeah, wild stuff, man. It's Game of Thrones at late nights.
Late Night Thrones. We got old Drinkwater coming in with Stealth and Renown, although he has neither now. That isn't Drinkwater, is
No,
it?
I think that's Cletus Yornwood.
That's old Cletus.
Yeah.
All these fun little Martell guys.
They're a dime a dozen. Cletus.
Cletus Drinkwood. It's like they're the most backwater of the Thrones guys.
Drinkwater, Yorn drink.
Sir Cletus has nothing, but after he's killed, you draw 2 cards, and that's actually pretty significant. Although
Informer's kneeling him, but he has Vengeful. Ah!
he's got
Weenies for days.
Vengeful, and his text box is blank. I wonder.
But only if you're running a non-character agenda.
His printed text box is blank.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he's all right. He's still quite good. All solid. Ready to go.
It's nice having all those renowned characters in Martell. They can really just blow it up.
Venomous Blade on Enemy Informer.
See ya. That's really going to reduce some challenge options for Jonathan there. Whew. But looking like Corey might pull this out. Slowly
Yeah,
creeping
now
up
he's kind
there.
of crawling back with
Mm-hmm.
Quentyn here.
Here it is. Stealth Kneel. And then he's got a 2. No, he's got 0 claim. He's running Valor. The tables are turned.
Boy, these guys are playing some small ball here, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Just pinging away.
All right, unopposed for military or whatever that was.
Yeah, Valor, we don't really know.
Curious why it wasn't a power.
I mean, with Valor,
Oh, right, no claim.
Doesn't matter either way.
I keep forgetting. I remind myself and then forget that so many times. All right, so dominance to Jonathan.
All right, dominance to Jonathan, because there's no cards in hand, looks like. Dominance over unopposed.
New plots.
Dry season.
Empower
Ooh,
Blood.
that's big. Another big 2 claim here, and giving him initiative as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, very important draws for both of these guys.
So let's see. What's the initiative on dry seasons at 4?
It's 5.
5?
Yeah, 2, 5, 2.
Dang. Dang.
And 3 gold only.
Turning
Wait.
off that Oasis is big. I think it's 2 on the plot, and then he has, what, 5? Should have gotten 5 total?
Well, he's got the gold weenie and the dry seasons blanking all 9
Oh, you're right, yeah,
locations.
so 3 total. So just enough for the Mad Huntsman.
3 gold, and Mad Huntsman is a nice little include here. That stealth is going to be big. And over on Corey's side, he's looking at just 4 gold straight out of the gate.
Doesn't look like any marshalling
Not playing
action.
anything,
Yeah.
Gonna pass. Intrigue challenge for 2 claim, getting both
Wow.
cards out of hand, so huge amount of control.
Mm-hmm.
Gets another he calls it thinking there.
And the blade back into Shads. Mad
Military,
Huntsman.
and looks like we're gonna stealth, I imagine, old Cletus.
Cletus.
And this is a problem.
He's always getting
2
stealth.
claim challenge. Board control, board control.
What do you do?
Yeah, kind of interesting. Corey completely missing the ability for him to use Lost Oasis before the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to roll it back to pre-challenge actions, or to declare the challenge. He won't have any pre-stealth actions.
Yes.
Looks like, well, they're still working it out. Did somebody miss it?
Yep.
So they're saying he did miss it, I guess. I don't know that that's 100% fair. There wasn't exactly a wide open window.
Yeah, did
for
anybody ask? Did it get queried? Hard to say.
pre-stealth? Well, that's a huge swing.
Yeah, huge swing. So then power comes through to claim from the free man.
You know, I wonder, so Quentyn comes out, you lose that military, you still get to stand for Vengeful, right?
Correct.
And draw some cards? And he did that, didn't
Well,
he?
yeah, while he's moribund, I guess, right?
Drew from Sir Cletus, looks like, as well. Did he?
I am not sure.
I think is that the blade?
I think it might have
That's
been.
the blade.
That's
I
the
don't think we
blade.
saw anything coming out here. So I believe Cletus should have drawn 2 here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he did. At
and
all.
then
Yeah, there's
even
nothing in
the
hand.
standing
Yeah.
for Quentyn should have
Just
probably
a
happened Vengeful too.
Bunch of stuff missed there. These things happen.
I mean, I don't think I'm missing anything here.
All right. We're resetting plots, I
Yeah, we've
believe,
got
or
into
is this
a
the
very
last plot?
Confusing state. This is the last plot.
Last
Should
plot,
be for both
number
guys.
7. Oh, number 8 because he's running Betrayal.
He's
gotcha.
running the weird Night's Watch one, which makes sense when you're running those kneelers. And so another Valor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, more guys. More guys dead.
Interesting play with the Valor. I guess it was kind of necessary.
Yeah, it's hard to not hold it, you know, considering that this could get a lot worse. But at the same time,
he's getting close to winning.
yeah, you've got a lot of control going on here.
High claim plot could have done it if Jonathan had flipped one. Ooh, Iron Throne, always
Iron
nice.
Throne, always nice.
And
but,
no characters.
But nothing else.
Yeah,
And
I
so
can't
the
really
top deck
afford it.
is now in effect.
That's this game. Top decking. All right, we're back to playing characters now, though.
Palace Fountain, all right, that's good. Yeah, this is probably going to be the Viper, if I've done my math
I've
correctly.
never been more sure of anything in my life.
Talk about the way that Martel likes to seal a game.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
There he is, at the right time, too.
Look at that cape blowing in the breeze.
So now he'll come in, he'll get an Intrigue challenge, trigger Behind the Throne. That'll get Jonathan another card, which is really significant.
Yep.
And really can't be messed with kneel events or anything. So we're going on to challenges.
You are correct, sir. Some random challenge, indeed.
So Corey doing a power challenge here.
Boom.
That's a big problem. He just robbed himself of yet another card here.
It's true.
Or a power if he wanted it.
It's true.
And looks like he takes dominance and takes that next power.
Yep. So
weird, man.
So just a lot of little things.
Weird.
Kind of getting oversighted, but that's okay.
Boy, he needs those cards so badly right now.
He does.
I think he's robbed himself of 3 cards that previous turn and then another one.
Yep. You are correct, Steven.
I feel like I may be missing something just like obvious because Thrones oftentimes that happens.
I honestly don't think you are though. You're a pretty smart guy. I don't think you're overlooking anything.
But I mean, Vengeful and Draw still happens in the Moribund area. Choose Claim, all the stuff resolves. They're still on the board.
Is he gonna go with a Power Blood against the Fury?
All right, so that's gonna keep the Viper out for sure, but he can certainly be out by that plot effect. And Jonathan going to go first. He needs something here that can win him some challenges.
That's correct. He's got the initiative. He's got to capitalize. And he's got to kneel that Viper. But he's got a lot of gold to do it with. 7 coming in.
Yeah. How interesting, man.
Effectively 8 with the reducer from River Row.
I feel like I've made some mistakes. I feel like these players have made some mistakes, you know? It's a very interesting game. It's a weird one.
It's the weirdest of all the games of Thrones.
I mean, for a while I was even thinking the Martell nobles are blanked.
Yeah.
When you're playing a character gen, and it's like,
no,
of course not.
Nope. That's why they're running
the whole
them.
point of the deck.
We got a reducer here.
I've been used to old Dampere coming out and blanking my summons.
From the sea. Oh man.
Oh, the host.
Here we go. He's paying 6 for that.
Well, that's kind of a bummer, honestly.
Yeah, it may be all he has.
At least the Viper's going to kneel. But
yep.
And another Garden. I don't even know that you bother playing that, man. I mean, when you're top decking into cards, I think just keep it around for intrigue protection.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't have anything showing, but it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, because there's going to be an event that you're going to want to hold on to. There's no intrigue challenges at all this turn from Lannister. Man, that's...
Oh, baby.
He should win this turn just
Huge
from that.
Doran.
Yeah.
Lose a challenge to the defender. He's going to have to discard a card. Boy, that's just such a good trade.
Mm-hmm. Turn it around.
You oppose. You stand for Vengeful. Draw a card. They lose a card. All great. And he gets to choose and discard 1 from hand for Doran.
1 card.
Discarding that. And see, holding the Gold Road for that kind of thing. I really like that. It's a good play by Jonathan.
Boom. There
it is.
All
right, and that's going to be it. So there you have it. Congrats to Corey Gulch and to Jonathan Andrews for making it this far. And I think Jonathan would have been our first ever overall champion who won both the Melee and the Joust.
Oh, man.
Just shy of the perfect run
That's a
here
bummer
for
right
Jonathan.
there, man.
So
Too bad.
Huge congratulations to him either way.
Yeah.
And Corey for really playing some Martell small ball here. And this is some classic Thrones. So there you have it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what we're doing with our coverage here from GenCon 2014, you can support our channel. If you'd like to do that, then there's a little link up in the top left of this video, and give anything that you'd like. Thanks so much for keeping us on the air, and we will see you at a further video down the road, maybe at Worlds. At Worlds?
Maybe.
All right, we'll see you guys then.
See you guys.